a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Michael Strahan. Michael Anthony Strahan is a former American football defensive end who spent his entire 15-year career with the New York Giants of the National Football League. Strahan set a record for the most sacks in a season in 2001, and helped the Giants win Super Bowl XLII over the New England Patriots in his final season in 2007, after retiring from the NFL. Strahan became a media personality. Strahan was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2014. He is currently a football analyst on Fox NFL Sunday, and served as co-host on the syndicated Daytime talk show Live with Kelly and Michael with co-host Kelly Ripa from 2012 to 2016, where he was a two-time Daytime Emmy Award winner. In 2014, he became a regular contributor on ABC's morning show Good Morning America, and in 2016 the network announced that Strahan would be leaving Live to join GMA on a full-time basis. Early life. Strahan was born in Houston, Texas, the youngest of 6 children. He is the son of Louise Strahan, a basketball coach, and Jean Willie Strahan, a retired Army major and a boxer with a 1-1 record against future heavyweight Ken Norton. He is the nephew of retired professional football player Arthur Strahan. Jean was a major in the U.S. Army, and when Michael was 9, the family moved to an Army post BFV in Mannheim, West Germany. Although Strahan did not begin to play high school football at Westbury High School until his senior year, he did play organized football while attending school at a U.S. Department of Defense-dependent high school in Kaffviertel, Germany, playing linebacker for the Mannheim Redskins in 1985. The summer before Strahan's senior year of high school, his father sent him to live with his uncle Art in Houston so he could attend Westbury High School. Strahan played 1 season of football, which was enough for him to get a scholarship offer from Texas Southern University. He then flew back to Germany for the spring term, where he graduated from Mannheim Christian. College career. Strahan followed in the footsteps of his uncle Art, who also played defensive end at Texas Southern University. Strahan was so dominant he drew double teams, and TSU coaches dubbed Strahan double teaming, Strahan rules. By his junior season, Strahan began to turn himself into an NFL prospect. As a senior with the Texas Southern Tigers, Strahan was selected All-America First Team by the Poor Man's Guide to the NFL Draft. The Sheridan Network, Ed Hayes' Black College Sports Report and the Associated Press. He recorded 68 tackles with a school record 19 quarterback sacks and 32 tackles totaling 142 yards in losses. He was also selected Division I AA Defensive Player of the Year by the Poor Man's Guide and Ed Hayes' Black College Sports Report. In 1992, he was named First Team All-Southwestern Athletic Conference and the SWAC's Player of the Year for the 2nd consecutive season. He was also named Black College Defensive Player of the Year. As a junior in 1991, Strahan led the SWAC with 14.5 quarterback sacks. His 41.5 career sacks is a Texas Southern record. Early career. Strahan was drafted by the New York Giants in 1993. He played in only 6 games due to injuries, and missed the Giants' 2 playoff games that season. After a few unremarkable seasons, Strahan had a breakout season in 1997, recording 14 sacks. He was voted into his first Pro Bowl and was also named First Team All-Pro by the Associated Press. In 1998, Strahan continued his success, racking up 15 sacks and being voted into his second Pro Bowl and All-Pro team. Middle career. Strahan was a member of the 2000 Giants and participated in their playoff run to Super Bowl XXXV. Despite coming off a strong NFC Championship game, where the Giants defeated the Minnesota Vikings 41-0. The Baltimore Ravens proved too strong for the Giants and they were handily defeated by a score of 34-7. In 2002, Michael Strahan and the Giants negotiated on a new contract. He said the team failed to negotiate after he turned down its first contract proposal. He accused the front office of not trying to be competitive in 2002. 4 days later, running back Tiki Barber ripped him for being selfish and greedy. The two had a heated phone conversation that night, and Strahan said they no longer speak. It also surfaced in the spring that the Giants explored trading Strahan, after which he suggested that management had orchestrated the contract flap to make him look bad. The team denied that. Few defensive ends in the NFL were more dominant than Strahan from 1997 to 2005. He was named the 2001 NFL Defensive Player of the Year and was a two-time NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Throughout the greater part of the 2004 season, Strahan was injured with a torn pectoral muscle, which limited him to only 4 sacks. He rebounded in 2005, returning to the Pro Bowl, with his protégé Osi Umenyiora as the two combined for 26 sacks while anchoring the Giants' defense. Strahan was considered by many coaches, peers, and experts as the standard and best at his position during the prime of his career. He was also regarded as one of, if not the best defensive end ever at defending the run, which made people and peers view him as a complete defensive end. Later career. On October 23, 2006, with a sack of Drew Bledsoe in a Monday Night Football game against the Dallas Cowboys, Strahan tied Lawrence Taylor for the Giants' franchise record for most career sacks with 132.5. It was the last sack Strahan would get that season, as 2 weeks later he suffered a Lisfranc fracture against the Houston Texans and would miss the remainder of the season and the playoffs. It seemed as though Strahan would retire after the 2006 season when he did not report to Giants training camp and missed the entire preseason, but the 14-year veteran opted to return for one final year. His 15th and final season proved to be the Giants' best record since 1990. On September 30, 2007, he sacked Donovan McNabb from the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football, increasing his career total to 133.5, setting a new franchise record. On Sunday, February 3, 2008, at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, Strahan had 2 tackles and 1 sack in Super Bowl XLII. In what is considered one of the biggest upsets in NFL history, bolstered by a strong defense and unrelenting pass rush, the Giants went on to win the game 17-14 over the then undefeated 18-0 New England Patriots, giving Strahan his first Super Bowl win as an NFL starter. His saying was, "Stomp you out." On June 9, 2008, Strahan retired from the NFL. He told Jay Glazer of FoxSports.com, "It's time, I'm done." Strahan retired with the 2007 Super Bowl title, 141.5 career sacks, 854 career tackles, 4 career interceptions, 24 forced fumbles and 3 career touchdowns in 200 games over a 15-year career. He was also named to the Pro Bowl roster 7 times. On February 2, 2013, Strahan failed to get voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 2013 was his first year of eligibility. Super Bowl XLIII, played in East Rutherford, New Jersey, was dedicated to Strahan upon his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2014. Strahan performed the ceremonial coin toss, accompanied by the other members of that year's FHOF class. Strahan also commented on the trophy presentation for Fox, since Terry Bradshaw was mourning the death of his father. On November 3, 2014, he was presented his Hall of Fame ring at halftime of the New York Giants-Indianapolis Colts game by the Giants. In attendance were 100 former Giants players as well as former teammates of Strahan's. Strahan's 2001 record-breaking sack. In the 2001 season, Strahan set the NFL record for sacks in a single season with 22.5, the highest tally since it was made an official statistic in 1982, breaking New York Jets Mark Gastineau's total of 22. In the final game of the season on January 6, 2002, with Strahan coming free, Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Favre slid down and Strahan fell on top of Favre for an easy sack. After the play, during the ensuing celebration, many of the Giants' defensive players patted Favre on the helmet. At least one observer accused Favre of deliberately falling to ensure that Strahan would get the record. However, Packers right tackle Mark Tauscher claimed it was just a bad play and, "We wanted to avoid that sack." New York Times columnist Mike Freeman wrote, "Yes, Mr. Favre, Strahan deserves the record, but please. Handing it to him the way you did, as if you were throwing change into a Salvation Army bucket, is the kind of mistake Favre may never live down." Live in Good Morning America. On October 1, 2010, Strahan co-hosted Live with Regis and Kelly with Kelly Ripa for the first time when Regis Philbin was absent for that show. Philbin left in November 2011, leaving an empty spot. After 20 guest appearances over 2 years, Strahan was selected as Kelly Ripa's new co-host on September 4, 2012, marking his first official day on the rechristened syndicated talk show, Live with Kelly and Michael. Ratings instantly surged, impressively generating year-over-year time slot gains across all key demographics, towering over its nearest competition, the fourth hour of NBC's Today Show, by 87%. On April 19, 2016, ABC announced that Strahan would be leaving Live with Kelly and Michael to begin working full-time on Good Morning America. Strahan won a Daytime Emmy twice for Outstanding Talk Show Host during his tenure with the show. In 2018, Strahan began co-hosting a daytime talk show spin-off of Good Morning America, GMA Day, alongside Sarah Haynes. The $100,000 Pyramid. In 2016, ABC announced that Strahan would be hosting a summer revival of the $100,000 Pyramid, which would air on Sunday nights along with the Steve Harvey-hosted Celebrity Family Feud and the Alec Baldwin-hosted Match Game as part of the Sunday Fun and Games lineup. Strahan is on record as saying that Pyramid was one of his favorite game shows growing up. Collection by Michael Strahan. On September 8, 2015, Michael Strahan launched a men's clothing line exclusively through JCPenney. Included in this men's line are suits, collared shirts, belts, ties, cufflinks, suspenders, and other accessories. Strahan described the clothing line as being both stylish and affordable. Personal life. Strahan graduated from Texas Southern University in 1993. His uncle, Arthur Strahan, played defensive lineman for the Houston Oilers and Atlanta Falcons. He was married to his first wife, Wanda Hutchins. In Germany until 1996. They have a daughter, Tanita Strahan, and son, Michael Anthony Strahan Jr. Strahan moved them to the U.S. and purchased a $163,000 house in the same Houston neighborhood in which his parents reside. In 1999, he married Jean Mugley after meeting her at a spa. They have twin daughters, Sophia and Isabella Strahan. They divorced acrimoniously in 2006. In January 2007, Judge James B. Convery awarded Mugley $15 million in a divorce settlement in addition to $18,000 monthly child support. In her testimony, Mugley claimed that their daughters liked to be accessorized, that Isabella doesn't like to leave the house without a purse, and that the children's preferences justified her spending $22,500 on photo shoots, $27,000 on clothing, and $1,700 for sign language classes. With this being more than half of his $22 million in assets, Strahan appealed. In March 2007, the court ordered the Montclair, New Jersey mansion to be auctioned, and the sales money split evenly with Jean. The house was valued at $3.6 million. In August 2009, Strahan became engaged to Nicole Mitchell, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. However, in 2014, the two broke off their engagement due to busy schedules. In June 2011, Strahan filmed a commercial supporting legalizing same-sex marriage in New York. He resides on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. In April 2016, Kayla Quick was reported to be Strahan's girlfriend. Philanthropy. In 2002, he had a multi-million-dollar restoration and renovation done on Georgian Heights, a home built in 1906 at 99 Lloyd Avenue, Montclair, New Jersey, a red brick house with a carriage house and greenhouse that he bought in 2000 for $1.3 million. Before moving in, he allowed the Junior League of Montclair, Newark, to use his house as a model home for its Montclair Junior League Showhouse charity fundraiser. From May 28-31, the league decorated the mansion, had a bare-bones party and a black tie affair. They also held $25 tours to fund Junior League programs called Children at Risk and Home Corp. Children at Risk aids children and families, and Home Corp is a housing agency that helps low-income people achieve home ownership. Basically, we're redoing our house to let strangers walk through it for a month, Strahan said. It's a month-long fundraiser. They'll come in and decorate, paint the walls. They'll hang the curtains, bring in furniture, light fixtures. None of it will be ours. When they're done, if we want something, we get it at cost. In February 2008, Strahan and Giants teammate Justin Tuck teamed up with Nike to design their own exclusive pair of sneakers for ID Studio in New York City. All proceeds of the sneakers were donated to Nike's Let Me Play global campaign. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?